All right, guys. Dreadnought's back today with a new review, and we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man series, Superior Foes of Spider-Man Beetle figure. Looking okay here in the package. Nothing really going on accessory-wise. Has the Build-A-Figure Absorbing Man logo up top, and you can see the part of his leg inside. Some nice artwork of Beetle here on this side, and some artwork of Speed Demon on the other here. And then a look at the back of the box. We can see the other figures in the wave. The Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure down here, and a nice pic of both the figures, and a short bio that reads, "Obsessed with personal glory, these superpowered anti-heroes fight for any team that gets them ahead." So let's crack this bad girl open and get a look at her. And here's our Beetle out of the package and looking very lovely. I think overall Hasbro did a decent job with this figure. You definitely can see some reused parts from the Wasp figure previously released. And I think it was a fair choice to use those parts, with this version of the Beetle. For us old school guys, though, it looks like we're still going to have to hold our breath for that classic version of the Beetle. Seems like Toy Biz nor Hasbro wants to give us that version. So let's take a closer look. And as we take a closer look here, not a huge amount of detail to talk about, but there are some things that they did right and I think came out nice. Looking at the head sculpt first, just not any real detail on the mask. You can see it's kind of flat, has a nice dark green color to it, and then it has that pinkish purple around the mask up here with the yellow eyes that came out nice and clean, very shiny. Nothing really going on the back here at all. And then through the chest, very nicely sculpted. You can see some detail and put some collarbones and stuff sculpted in, and of course her boobies down here. But I really like the suit. I think they did a good job with sculpting it. You can see all the nice little seams that run down through and all the way up over the chest. And that came out really nice with these flaps down here at the bottom that run through the back here, through the butt. And I think all that came out very nicely sculpted. You can see the seam up through the back as well. And if you look really closely, you can see some buckles and stuff sculpted in up here up top as well. Very dark green, again, used down here. And you can see how shiny it is. It's just really, really shiny. Maybe a little bit too shiny for my taste for the green. I like the shine on the costume itself. I think that came out pretty great. Looking through the arms, not a lot of sculpting through here, just that purple plastic. And you can see through here, it looks like they used green plastic and then painted that purplish pink over it. Because it comes through, you can see the dark green coming through on both sides, which is a little rough. Maybe a little more paint applications could have fixed that. I'm not sure. And you can see this one has a lot of mold issues as well. There's one there. You get a little bit also here on the back of the figure where the plastic pulled, it looks like, on the mold on both the calves back there. Same thing going on the legs, that nice purplish pink color. And then up here, the same thing we've seen in Hasbro Legends before, where they painted over the plastic. The green doesn't do a great job of covering up here around the seams where they rotate. You can see that purple shining through there. And on the back of the figure, same thing going on back here. Not a huge amount of detail. It does have the wings, and these just peg in just like they did on Wasp. Really easy, and they fit on, with no problem at all. And we'll put both of them back there. And we've seen these before on Wasp. They're made out of a transparent plastic, and they're one of the best features of the figure. I really like these wings when we've seen them on Wasp with all the detail sculpted in here. Really look like insect wings, and they have that great transparent look to them. And you can position them, which I think is really great. A lot of articulation to the wings, so that's really, really nice. And taking a closer look at articulation, I removed the wings so we could get a better look. The head moves up a great amount. It's a little bit tight, but you can get her into great flying poses like so. And she moves her head down quite a good bit as well. Does rotate around just fine. No real pivot in there. You can get just a little bit of shape like so. The arm moves out only that far. It's a little bit limited up here around the shoulder, and it does rotate around just fine. Has a single jointed elbow, and it does rotate at that joint. The hands also rotate as well, and they have the hinge that moves up like so and down like so. She does have that great range of movement, a joint up here on the diaphragm, which allows her to pivot quite a good bit. You can't get a whole lot of crunch forward, but you can get some nice crunch back, and when you move the head back as well, it gets great for flying position, so that works out really nice. No waist rotation here. The hips only move out about that far, really limited there, but she will kick out a great amount. Doesn't really move back at all. She's hindered by her butt back there. Has upper leg rotation, double jointed knees like so, and it does have the hinge at the bottom of the foot, which will hinge down like so and up like so. And it does have an ankle rocker, but for some reason it's really tight on both of these. They're just really tight to rock around for some reason, so not a lot of movement there. Also, I wanted to look at the wings and show you a little closer look at that articulation. So I'm going to peg these back on so we can just take a look at one. Both the wings fold together like so, and they will hinge all the way up if they don't come out of the peg. They will hinge all the way up and rotate all the way down like so, and then you can rotate them all the way around. And here's our new Beetle compared to the massive Toy Biz buzzing Beetle of yesteryear, and she's measuring in at right at 6 inches tall. And here she is next to the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Wasp on the left, and you can see they share many of the same parts. And here she is compared to her Ultimate counterpart, and just for weirdness, the Black Series Kylo Ren. And wrapping up here real quickly, overall I think Hasbro did a nice job with the figure. There's not a lot to talk about in sculpting, but what was done I think was done right. No major issues other than a few sloppy spots with the paint and a little bit of marbling on the legs. And I think the reuse of the wasp mold worked out perfectly for this rendition of Beetle. I overall rate the figure a buy. It just didn't scratch the itch of the classic Beetle figure that I want, but I know there are some collectors that are really looking for this figure. But if I have to be honest, I have to say it's my least favorite figure from the wave. So that wraps up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you hadn't already. Facebook, Twitter, Toy Art links in the description below as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Doesn't have this cool action feature of buzzing. It no longer works.